Hello children, welcome to Zero Panic Maths. Today in this session we are going to continue our discussion on solving the pair of linear equations in two variables by using the elimination method. Okay, in the previous sessions we have discussed two other methods of solving the pair of linear equations. Those are, one is graphical method, another is the substitution method. Okay, so in today's session we will be discussing the last of the algebraic way of solving the linear equations, that is elimination method. Let us take one example and then follow these steps to solve the pair of linear equations. These are the steps for elimination method. Okay, let us first start with the very first step. Let us read this first and apply the same steps to this problem. Quickly read the steps. Okay, multiply both the equations. So since you will be getting two pair of linear equations after converting this given description to linear equations, you will be getting two linear equations. Multiply both the equations by some non-zero constant. They are saying we'll have to multiply that by some non-zero constant, so that the coefficients, after multiplying coefficients of one variable, at least one variable, either x or y, the coefficients of that in both the equations will become equal, so that we can eliminate that particular variable, either x or y. That is the first step. So what is the first step? Given the two linear equations, multiply either one equation or both the equations by some non-zero constant to make the coefficients of one variable equal, at least x or y. That is first step. Second step, what is the second step? Add or subtract one equation from another to eliminate one of the variable x or y. Okay, so as I told, in the first step we will make one variable, at least x or y, in both the linear equations equal to each other. Okay, so if you add or subtract based on the signs of the variables, if you add or subtract, you will be getting eliminated one variable, either x or y, from both the equations. Okay, that is how you have to eliminate one variable. Okay, that is second step. Okay, now in addition to that second step, in addition to eliminating one variable, either of the variable, it gives two more results. What is that? After you subtract or add one equation from another equation, there can be two other possibilities. What are those possibilities? If no variable is left in step 2, okay, now we are saying subtract or add the equations from one another. Okay, so after doing that, if there are no variables left, suppose x and y both got eliminated, then what happens? And if that equation is true, after getting both the variables eliminated, if the result of the equation becomes true, then it means that they have infinitely many solutions. Okay, we need to assume that those equations are consistent and they have infinitely many solutions. Now the second possibility, if both variables get cancelled and the whole equation's value become false, okay, you will see some examples like that, then the equations are, if the equation value itself is false, then the equation has no solution and are inconsistent This is second step. Okay, now you eliminated one of the variable in the second step. What is third step? Third step is step 2 gives the solution for either x or y, that is from subtracting or adding, you are eliminating one of the variable. Now fourth is, if suppose one variable is eliminated in 2 and 3 steps, then one variable, the other variable's value, exact value you are going to get. Now similar to substitution method, now you substitute that value into any one of the equation to get the value of the remaining variable. That is what the elimination method is. Let us apply this method and solve this problem. Okay, what is the problem? The ratio of incomes of two persons, okay, is 9:7, and the ratio of their expenditure is 4:3. Okay, so let us just mark these. First is income ratio is 9:7, and expenditure ratio is 4:3. If each of them manages to save 2000 rupees per month, okay, find their monthly income. Find their monthly income. Okay, now we'll have to assume the monthly incomes and monthly expenses of both the uh, persons by X and Y, so that we can represent the income ratios and expenditure ratios that will give us linear equations. Okay, okay, now let us do this. Let 9x income, okay, income ratio of both the persons, okay, income ratio of both the persons is equal to 9x and 7x, assuming x as the income, 9x and 7x. Now similarly we assume y is expense. We can say expense ratio, is equal to 4y and 3y. Okay, 9x is income of first person and 7x is income of second person. 4y is expense of first person, 3y is expense of second person. That is how I am representing here. Okay, now what is they are saying? They are both persons save rupees 2000 per month. Per month they are saving rupees 2000. It means that when you will say there is a saving, when there is income minus expense, some thing is left. Okay, so income minus expense. Okay, I will say 9x first person. Okay, 9x minus 4y, that is income of first person minus expense of first person is 2000, right? Assume this as equation 1. Now second person's savings, to represent second person savings, 7x minus 3y, 7x minus 3y is equal to 2000 again. Okay, assume this is equation 2. Okay, now let us start with the elimination method, steps of elimination method. Okay, what is elimination methods? First step, multiply both the equations. Okay, if required. Okay, it is not that you have to multiply both the equations. We have to first from the first step, what we should understand is we have to make the coefficient of one variable, either x or y, equal to each other in both the equations. Okay, that is what first step. Okay, now how can I make here? See, y variable is 4y here in first equation. Second equation it is 3y. Okay, so if I have to make y equation equal to each other, what can I do is multiply equation 1 by 3, that will make 12, and multiply equation 2 by 4, that will also make 12 as the coefficient of y. Understood? Okay, now let us do that. What we are doing is multiply equation 1 by 3, so that it will give me 3 9s are 27x, okay, minus 12y is equal to 6000, right? Let us call this as equation 3. Okay, now similarly what I am doing is similarly multiply equation 2 by what? 4. Equation 2 by 4. So 4 7s are 28x minus 4 3s are again 12y is equal to 4 into 2000, which is 8000. So it is equation 4 for me. Okay, now from equation 3 and 4, what you can see is the variable y's coefficients are equal in both the equations. So what we can do is subtract equation 3 from equation 4, so that y will get cancelled. Okay, let us do that in the next slide. Okay, Let us remember that. Okay, subtract, we will refer the previous slide. Subtract equation 3 from 4. Okay, what is equation 3? Let us see that. What is equation 3 is, sorry, equation 4 we will write first. 28x minus 12y. Okay, 28x minus 12y minus, you are subtracting it, right? Minus, what is that? Equation 3 is 27x minus 12y. Let us write that. 27x minus 12y is equal to, we will have to take the right side values also, right? 8000 minus 6000. Okay, let me write it as 2000 directly, right? That is 8000 minus 6000, right side. Okay, now let us extend this. 28x minus 12y minus 27x, right? Minus into minus, it is plus 12y is equal to 2000, right? So minus 12y plus 12y. So this is how we are actually performing the step 2 of elimination method, that we are eliminating it. This is what is called as eliminating. Okay, so after eliminating y, what we got is 28x minus 27x, that is 1x is equal to 2000, right? We got the value of x as 2000, right? Now substitute this value of x in any of the uh, equations, given equations. So let us substitute that in equation 1 only. What is equation 1? 9x minus 4y is equal to 2000, right? Okay, 9x, that is 9x minus 4y is equal to 2000. So what is 9x? 9 into 2000 is 18,000. 18,000 minus, I will take 2000 this side minus 4y that side. So that will give me 4y is equal to 18,000 minus, I will just write that step also. 18,000 minus 2000. That will give me y is equal to 16,000 divided by 4. That is y is equal to 4000. Y is equal to 4000, right? 4 4s are 16, it is 4000. So x is equal to 2000 and y is equal to 4000 are the values of this. Okay, now we got the value of x and y, but x and y are not exactly the income and expenses of the persons. Okay, if you remember in the beginning of the problem, what we assumed is income ratios are 9 times of x and 7 times of x. Okay, so that we need to consider 9 into x times is actually the income of the first person, and second person 7 into x times. Let us consider the ratios and let us see whether it comes to 9 is to 7. So 9x divided by 7x, that is the ratio of incomes of both the persons. Okay, so what is x? 9 is 9 into 2000, right? X is 2000. So 9 into 2000 divided by 7 into 2000. So what are you going to get here? 18,000 and 14,000. We'll keep this. Anyway, we are going to get ratios as 9 is to 7. We'll keep those. So that is what is required actually. Find their monthly incomes. They are asking monthly incomes are 18,000 and 4,000. Okay. Well, let us don't talk about expenses only. Let us complete our problem here only. Okay. So therefore, we can say incomes, right? Income of both the persons. Incomes of both the persons is rupees 18,000 and rupees 14,000. Okay, let us complete our problem in this way. That will be fine. Okay, There is no need to verify it. Okay, instead of that, what is they asked, let us complete that our problem there itself. Okay, fine. Okay, let us move to the next example. By looking at the equation 1, okay, and equation 2, what do you can observe is, if I multiply equation 1 by 2, that will actually make the variables x and y both equal to 4x and 6y. Okay, let us do that and see what happens. Okay, multiply equation 1, multiply equation 1 by 2. Okay, the value 2. Okay, multiply equation 1 by the value 2. So what does it gives me? 2 into 2x is 4x, plus 2 into 3y is 6y, plus 2 into 8 is 16. So let us call this as equation 3. Now if you compare equation 2 and equation 3, you can see that 4x 6y 6y. So if you subtract equation 2 from equation 3, then it will actually cancel all the values from the left hand side and remain some value on the right hand side. Let us do that and see what exactly happens at the end. Okay, subtract equation 2 from 3. Okay, subtract equation 2 from 3. So what it gives me is 4x plus 6y minus 4x, because you are actually subtracting it, and minus 6y, minus to both the values, and right hand side it is 16 equation 3 and minus 7 on the equation 2. Okay, so plus 4x minus 4x got cancelled, plus 6y minus 6y got cancelled. What remained at the right hand side is 0. Okay, 0 is equal to 9. 16 minus 7 is 0 equal to 9. Is mathematically true equation? No. So this is false. This is false. I can say 0 is equal to 9 is false. So, and if you remember from the second step of the elimination method, let us go to that page. You see here, from the elimination method, what they are saying is, if step 2 value is false, then the equations have no solution and are inconsistent. That is what the result we got here. Okay, 0 is equal to 9. From step 2, what we got is the whole equation's value, we got it as false. Therefore, the equations are inconsistent, and inconsistent equations will not have any value and no values, or no solution, and no solution. They have, and you can say, and have no solution, and have no solution. This is what the solution for example 9. Let us quickly move to example 10. Example 10 is a little bit descriptive. Okay, let us look at example 12 and read the description. Sorry, example 10. Okay, sum of 2-digit number. It is a 2-digit number. Remember, it is a 2-digit number, and the number obtained by reversing the 2-digit number. There is a 2-digit number. Listen carefully. There is a 2-digit number, and if you reverse, you will get another number. Okay, and if you add both those given number and the reversed number, the sum that you get is 66. I will say sum. Okay, so that is the first input. Remember, there is one 2-digit number. If you reverse it, you will get another 2-digit number. Okay, only the digits will get reversed, and if you add both those numbers, you will get 66. That is the first input. Listen carefully. Second, if the digits of the number differ by 2, so it means that the difference between the first digit and the second digit is 2. So for example 53, I'm just giving an example. If it is a 53, then first digit minus second digit, see 5 minus 3, it is differing by 2. Okay, so that is some example again. Find the number. They are asking us to find the number. and how many such numbers are there, we need to find out. Okay, so okay, now assume that the first two digit number, okay, the first two digit number, how do we represent a two digit number, is by tens digit and ones digit. So for example, let us see how does a two digit number is represented. Suppose it is 53 only, let us take 53. 53 is 5 into 10, that is tens position, okay, and 3 into y, that is ones position, or you can say unit position. Unit position it is 3, and 10th position it is 5. If you reverse it, okay, I'm just giving an example, this is not a solution. Okay, if you reverse it, the 3 will come at tens position, okay, and 5 will go at the units position. This is what some example that we need to keep in mind while working on to it. Okay, now let us consider the generic solution. Okay, now let the first digit be x and the second digit be y. Okay, let us consider that second digit, not second digit, the tens position digit is x and unit digit position is y. Okay, let x be tens digit, I can say tens digit, and y be ones digit. Ones digit is actually unit, okay, unit position, you remember that. Okay, so if, as I told you, 53 is written as 50 into 10, so therefore it is 10x, that is x position at, sorry, x digit at 10th position, and y into 1, that is y. This is first number, is first number. Okay, you understood this? So first number, what they have given, two digit number, two digit number. Now we have considered x as the tens digit, okay, and y as the unit digit. So first number, the whole first number is 10x plus y, and the second number what they are saying is reversing the digit. Okay, reversing the digits. So you reverse y to the tens position and x to the units position, so it will give me 10y plus x is my second number. Listen carefully. So what do we do with first number and second number is we are summing up to get it as 66. Okay, so therefore given is, what is given, what is given is, if you sum 10x plus y, that is first number, and 10y plus x, that is second number, that will actually give us 66. Second number is actually reverse number. Okay, this is actually reverse, this is actually a reversed number, right? Reversed number. So solve this first. What is this? 10x plus y and 10y plus x is equal to 66. That is 10x plus x, that is 11x, plus 10y plus y, 11y, is equal to 66. So divide it by 11. Divide it by 11 because 11 is common in all the terms. So divide by 11 will actually give us x plus y is equal to 6. Let us consider this as equation 1. Right? Okay, so this is the first part. Second part, what they have given is, if the digits of the number differ by 2. What are the digits of the number we considered? X and y. They differ by 2. So what does it mean? And x minus y is equal to 2. It is also given equation 2. You see, we arrived two equations, x plus y is equal to 6 and x minus y is equal to 2. Now we can, if you add both equation 1 and 2, y will get cancelled and we'll get the value of x. Let us add equation 1 and 2. Adding equation 1 and 2, adding equation 1 and 2, What does it gives me? X plus y, x plus y plus x minus y is equal to 6 plus 2. 6 plus 2, right? Y got cancelled and it is 2x is equal to 8. So therefore x is, what is x? 8 by 2, which is 4. Now substitute the value of x in say equation 1 or 2. Let us substitute it in equation 1. Substitute in equation 1. So equation 1 is actually x is equal to, take y to that side, or sorry, keep y to that side and take x to that side, is 6 minus, it is not x, I'm calculating y because x we already have, 6 minus 4, that is y is equal to 2. So therefore x and y we got. Now we can take the first number and the reverse number, we can find out both those numbers. Okay, therefore the number is 10x. What is the first number? 10x plus y. So 10 into 4 plus 2, that is 42, right? And the reverse number, what is the reverse number? Reverse number is 10y plus x, that is 10 into 2, 10 into 2 plus 4, that is x, that is 24. You see that 2 4, if you reverse it will become 24, and if you add both 42 and 24 you will get 66. That is what the solution for this problem. Okay, now let us stop our discussion here only. So that will give us a session on examples, the solved examples only, and let us continue our exercise problems on elimination method alone in the next session. Okay, thank you.